Yeah, I apologize for the low quality of this stream and the low energy that I have, but I happen to be in the car, so it's just an easy time to do it. Driving somewhere in the West Coast. Anyway, I've been busy traveling and working, but there's been a lot going on with all these fucking idiots in the dissident right. I don't even know what the fuck to call these people anymore. Like cozy TV sphere. The cozy versus non-cozy sphere. I guess I'm in the latter category. But something floating around about politically provoked doxxing that they're blaming on me. Of course, I always maintain a policy of deliberate ambiguity. So I don't confirm or deny being involved in any nefarious activities. Yeah, I guess I have denied stuff at times because I've been pressured to, or sometimes I'll say I did do something. The truth of the matter varies. I don't know. But I've been blamed for calling Brittany's family and for doxing Brittany and for sending super chats to Nick Fuentes. Like, people think I'm giving Nick Fuentes money. They must think pretty lowly of me, that I would want to be a pay peg for Nick Fuentes. I only sent one. Oh wait, no, I don't want to confirm or deny if I'm the one that did that, but I'll just say that I sent a super chat into BPF because I like going on his show. It was pretty fun. But I don't even know the whole story behind this, but like, if Brittany's building a dossier to categorize the alt-right, like, then she's pretty fucking based. I didn't realize like her whole operation is a front. I just had her pegged as like some attention seeking blonde, but apparently she may have a master plan. I don't know, or it was just somebody fucking with her. I don't know. The ambiguity is intense here. But anyway, there's a whole lot of retardation going on about that. People spurging about that on multiple streams, like the one I have pictured. Because people were looking at this report, this screenshot or whatever of emails. Different talking heads were spurging about it, trying to see if it was true or not. Whatever. I don't know. It's all pretty entertaining. This whole online ecosystem that I regrettably stepped in one day a couple of years ago and have been intrigued with ever since. I don't know. Overall, the thing is unhealthy. It's kind of like this alternate world, this alternate ecosystem that you can wander into and become a part of. Like any subculture, IRL or online, like, there's a lot of different subcultures going on anywhere you live, you know what I mean? Like, you go and become a regular at a bar, if it's its own subculture with own rules. Or like some of these more risque subcultures, like, I don't know, hang out at strip club or swingers. Well, this dissident right online subculture is its own interesting, dysfunctional fucking animal that goes by its own rules and morality. So, well, I'm trying to think, before I go into some fucking rant, I'm trying to think if there's anything interesting to touch on. Well, yeah, I'm going to talk about this stupid drama. I'm also going to talk about being called out by Pigger. I forget the guy's first name. Aaron? Yeah, Aaron, the fucking Zionist Israeli Jew who I don't have a problem with the guy, but he has a problem with me at some level. I mean, I have a problem with his takes, but I don't have a problem with him as an individual. I'm just trying to be like, bro, why are you criticizing? Why are you being a criticizer? Why are you being a hater? We should be on the same team. I'll talk about that and then anything else that comes to mind. But he's calling me out for my activity, and he posted like this question that I'll get to. But anyway, the dissident right, alt-right ecosystem, which has its own morality, the morality or the rules are, I get to go online and say whatever the fuck I want, and you can't do anything to stop me, and you have to give me a safe space, is basically the fucking rules. And the specifics are, you know, like no reporting, no posting of personal information, even now it's divulging into like no intense criticizing, or no criticizing to the point where it becomes like intense, no inciting against people, right? Even though like Nick Fuentes and the Groypers by definition do this. Like that's what they call getting groyed. You know, they like to throw bombs but don't throw any back. Hang on here, let me think. Even the doxing, like Politically Provoked is officially against doxing. And what stream was she on yesterday? Maybe the most famous doxer in the fucking world, or at least in these circles, Ethan Ralph himself. Like Ethan Ralph, he's kind of likable, but he's a fucking asshole. I mean, I think that's pretty objectively true. Fuentes has doxed, like the Groypers, come on. These people break these fucking rules all the time. Brittany was fucking doxed by Wignats. I have that on audio in one of my past videos. And she welcomes these people with open arms. Like, she fucking loves these people. The people that literally doxed her. So, like, what the fuck is this rattling? God damn it. What do we make of all this? Why do they have these morals, like, for me, but they don't have it for people that are in the in club, like Cozy? I mean, it's all about furthering their objectives, furthering their views, and tearing down those that stand against them. It's all about maximizing their reach and power and revenue generating, and anyone who stands in the way, tearing them down and destroying them. So, getting back to myself, I started going online because I initially came into a show where they were talking about the JQ, the Jewish question. And for those that don't know, I myself am Jewish. Really culturally, like religiously, not at all. I came in to actually like criticize it because I'm kind of anti-religion. I talk to my friends who are Christian, they say the same thing as me, who's a Jew. You know, like, yeah, I don't fucking buy my own religion. I'm just forced to go to worship, and I'm just like, I don't fucking believe any of this. Not that I don't, find some value in it or cherish the cultural aspects. So this is the environment I went into, and I wasn't expecting in these circles. I guess I was naive as hell. Yeah, I was naive as hell, but still, you don't know what you don't know, right? So I wasn't expecting to come across extremely vile and just really extreme motivated, I'm not describing this correctly, intense anti-Semites, or those that hate Jews, that are really motivated to incite hatred and advocate for harm, basically, in so many words. And so this really threw me for a loop, because I had never experienced this before. I guess I really was fucking naive. So I wanted to talk to these people and be like, yeah, you guys are, I don't know where you guys went wrong, but this is all really crazy, right? Start talking to these people. I even went on some shows. I actually ended up speaking with the Senate candidate out in California, who was just a prolific Jew baiter, GDL type, with signs that say Jays rape kids and this type of crazy stuff. Patrick Little. I actually talked to this guy, and their mantra is hey, free speech. We get to go online and we get to criticize and make edgy jokes and question stuff and be edgy and whatever, and laugh about certain violent events in the past and currently. And it's all right, I sort of bought into this. This is how I thought back in the day. But as time went on, and I increasingly went on with these people and extended courtesy, didn't step on their toes, so to speak, even though that I would consider they were stepping on mine or our communities. Eventually I got to a point why would I abide by these rules to people that are actively advocating for my harm and against my well-being, who have malice toward me and are online advocating this. So as time went on, I was, basically I realized I'm betraying myself and my people and my family, and I'm cucking, basically. And that you don't owe any goodwill. You don't owe courtesy to people advocating such things, advocating harm and violence and stuff that actually in the aggregate really does make a difference in the real world, if you do question on an individual show basis how much there is. So this is when I changed. I started fucking with these people, and whatever rules they had, don't report, don't bring up things that they might have referred to in the past. If a guy went by there was some guy that went by a name, and then he changed to some anon name, and you weren't supposed to dead name him or whatever. So I just started doing shit like that, because why am I gonna go by rules advocated by those who are actively advocating harm against us in my community? Why do they get a safe space while actively advocating harm against me? Who made these fucking rules? That's basically what I said. And it's like, I don't want to cut to these fucking people, or I felt like I cheated like I cheated myself, but I was naive and didn't know any better. So yeah, I started fucking with these people in chat and otherwise, and in their Discord and this type of thing. Yeah, I went on a couple streams and argued, but there'd be certain information that just various ways you can fuck with people. Not spreading rumors, spreading lies. Oh, this person says they're gonna release this information about you. Starting conflict, fucking with these people. Just because, like, it's like fucking with an ant hive, right? Like, what if I do this, what reaction is it gonna get? If I do that, what reaction is that gonna get? And just doing edgy things like going on stream, claiming responsibility for shit that I didn't even fucking do. Or saying like, well, I can't confirm or deny it was me, but I don't disavow. Just saying dumb shit like this. Well, like, I guess I should have known better, but just really pissed people off. They were like, you're breaking the rules, and you're a doxer, and you're a false flagger, and I don't know what else they call me. So I started doing this on purpose. So much so where, like, a couple people actually stopped doing shows or quit the internet. And I think these are effective tactics against those advocating harm against us and to society as a whole. We don't know these motherfuckers any I keep settling on the wrong word here. We don't owe these fuckers any courtesy. Well, they're not extending courtesy to us. So why not just fuck with them in any way we see fit within the context of the law? Like, I'm not running a criminal organization here. I'm not into what's that called? Swatting, wink wink. No, I'm just joking. Like, I don't do anything illegal, including that. Even if you think somebody fucking deserves it. But although I enjoy fucking with these people, it's not just posturing. We shouldn't tolerate people on the internet advocating harm against us, whether it's ISIS or neo-Nazis or anybody. So I don't subscribe to their claim of a safe space, and I think we should be fucking with these people in any way possible to disrupt what it is they're trying to do. And what is it they're trying to do? At least some of these people want to ruin the experience of certain groups, ruin their experience, ruin their existence, or at least a good existence in the United States or other Western countries, or maybe get them to leave. I don't know. But they're advocating harm. That much is clear. So, like, why can't we advocate against them or even harm against them within the context of the law? Now, this Pigger guy says, like, you got to be more clear. Like, people got to have free speech. And what the fuck does he say? He made a comment like, you got to spell out who to go after. Look, I'm not really good at specifying what boundaries are, or who is a legit target to be fucked with, because honestly, there's no rules on the internet. The rules on the internet are like the rules of the land, legality. But you can do whatever the fuck you want on the internet within the context of law, and then, like, oh, you might get kicked off YouTube. But you don't even have to obey those rules. Like, you can break the law. You'll just potentially be punished for it. You could break terms of service. You just might get suspended for it. So, I think it's your moral duty to, if someone's advocating for harm against you or your community or your peers, to negate that within the rules of the law. Some would say even above and beyond the rules of the law. I say within the rules of the law and adhering to some type of moral framework. So that's why if somebody's advocating harm to certain communities, I've flagged channels, I've clipped them. I've thought of different ways, like just out of experimentation, what's the best way to negate what these people are advocating for? Pretty much what they don't like. So flag their shit, clip their shit so you can show other people what they're advocating for. Because when normies see this shit, the dysfunctional shit that happens in these communities, whether it be like on Politically Provoked or like this Night Nation review guy or other, they're fucking flabbergasted. And you can see the effect of this with what's going on with Cozy TV, because they're generating more haters than fans and people that want to fuck with them, even above and beyond the law. Now, like I said, I don't advocate physical harm or breaking the law against any of these people, but you're fully within your rights to clip them, to report on them. If you're doing IRL activities, you're perfectly within your rights to clip them and specify what it is they're doing and make the community aware, like, or even send it to law enforcement. Not swatting, but if people are advocating harm, even if they're not breaking the law, someone doesn't have to break the law for you to refer to law enforcement. You can just be like, there's a sketchy guy here, he's making me feel unsafe, maybe you should come check him out. This is not only warranted, I think it's prudent and the right thing to do, because people in these circles are orders of magnitude more likely to be involved in criminal and nefarious activity. So this Pigger guy was asking me, like, how do you draw the line? I think it's people advocating harm against individuals or groups. And you can always be like, oh, well, how can you define harm? Like, who's deciding, whose definition? I got into this argument with BPF. Like, if you're going to play that game, like, oh, how do you decide? What's the definition? Well, I don't know. We define what criminal activity is. Lock people up, don't we? And the burden for flagging or getting police involved. How do we decide if someone is threatening? I don't know. There's no fucking vote. You just use a judgment call. So people that make this argument like, oh, well, who's doing the deciding and how do you define harm and who gets to decide? Like, you don't say that for other areas of life. Like, we come to conclusions as a society because we have to. Like, we lock people up because we got to draw the line somewhere, right? So, like, who should you fuck with on the internet? I don't know. Those who are advocating harm. Now, you're going to talk about, like, specific lines. Is Holocaust denial or something? Like, should you unmask somebody who's engaging in that? I mean, but I don't think by itself, but it's pretty much always combined with active hostility toward the Jewish community, and like, it's never just that. It's that in combination with something else. So if somebody has questions about, like, a historical event, I don't think that, I know Holocaust denial is like a buzzword, it's like a battle line because they've made it illegal in certain places. It's not the Holocaust denial. It's a tool to try to create hostility toward the Jewish community. It's pretty much never, I would say 100% never, I'll just say 99% never, like, because you're just trying to be a good historian. There's a political purpose behind it. So, like, that by itself, no. I mean, like, making jokes about people, no. But advocating harm, advocating any sort of genocide, kicking people out of the country, advocating hostility. They're trying to make people unsafe in their own country. Okay, well then maybe they don't deserve a safe space either. Right? Like, there's no rules for this shit. It's just kind of like they make their own rules so you can make your own fucking rules. It doesn't matter. The only hard rules are what the social media companies say and what the law says. Everything else is just fucking make it up as you go along. I don't know. These streamer rules, they fucking made the shit up. Because it's like, people don't like doxing. I understand this. They just dox the libs of TikTok girl online. Was that prudent? It's legal. Was it prudent? I mean, I didn't like it, but I don't know. It was legal. That's what these streamers say. Like, I should be able to advocate for anything legal. It doesn't matter the harm. It doesn't matter. The law says I can do it. I can do it. Okay, well then doxing is legal too. No, you can't use that speech because that's harmful. Okay, well then you're not being consistent. If you're for the First Amendment, if you're a First Amendment absolutist, then you're pro-doxing, you're pro-advocating for being a pedo, and you're what's the other thing? I don't know, you're pro-calling the cops, you're pro-everything speech, except for swatting. That is illegal speech. But you're for everything else. It's not a consistent position to say, I want to advocate harm against certain people, or like I want to advocate for certain people to get kicked out of the country. But you have to give me a safe space, and you can't use speech that'll harm me. It's 100% inconsistent. So I don't know. This is the way I think of it through my mind. If you're gonna ask about like edge cases, like should somebody, like the Holocaust denial thing, like that in and of itself, that's not necessarily a litmus test. It's what it would be used for in combination with what else. Oh man, I'm getting tired of this fucking recording. But like, when it comes to what I have done or haven't done, I maintain, like Israel, I'm motivated by Israel and their successful policies of deliberate ambiguity, where I say I can't confirm or deny my involvement or lack thereof, and I both disavow and praise this, whatever the fuck I'm being accused of. So, I don't know. I'm just like some fucking small-time Joe that wanted to express themselves through the internet, and have enjoyed it, but it's also toxic. Maybe regret it in certain ways. You know, like, I don't know. I don't disavow myself or shit I've done, but yeah, maybe I regret some of the shit I've done, if that makes sense, but I don't know. It was all part of a growing process. But I think if people want to negate some of these toxic movements online, they should do it any way they see fit within the law. as I myself have done, as I've never broken the law. Except for all those fucking parking tickets I've gotten in the past. I gotta go, so... Well, I could just... Yeah, so I changed it so we get to see... Night Nation review flipping out about this fucking mysterious email, whatever the fuck thing showed up. It's pretty fucking funny. Anytime you can make a guy who spends literally 4 to 6 hours a fucking day online spurging and trying to advocate harm to Jews, anytime you can make somebody like that spurg out, pretty fucking funny. Anyway, yeah, I think the tactics are effective to try to negate what these people are doing within the law. They try to advocate things like, oh, First Amendment, my free speech, but it doesn't apply. That's just their cope. Like, hey, guess what? I'm got in touch with YouTube, and they exercise their First Amendment right to kick you the fuck off their platform. So you don't get to play hardball and then fucking bitch and moan about the nature in which the game is played. So that's the way it goes. But anyway, we got Brittany and Politically Provoked kicked the fuck off YouTube using our First Amendment rights. And now they can't attract the normies. Now they're stuck on Cozy, which is a solid platform, it looks like, but it's almost like a self-isolating castle, potentially. Like, it gives the impression of security and a stable platform, but it's almost like Masada in Israel, where they went up into this keep to protect themselves, but really they only isolated themselves until they were surrounded and they were all defeated, you know. So I think it kind of like isolates them in one place. And look how all the haters have surrounded Cozy. It's constantly getting clipped. It's going to be under siege constantly. All it takes is one weak link for one of the links to be taken out. Whether that's, I don't know, a payment processor, the servicer, what is it, Epic, something like that. I mean, Nick Fuentes himself. But you got to make the most of the situation. And I think somebody like Brittany is going to be subject to a lot of fucking deserving scrutiny. And those people or journalists can look at my clips to see what she's really like. And I don't know, she deserves all the scrutiny that's going to come her way. And I'm not talking about, like, you know, doxing her name or like contacting her family members. I'm sure journalists, if they go down that path, are gonna fucking do it. I just mean exposing what this woman does and has done, and other people, like this Night Nation review guy, whose ideas are more toxic, but Brittany is toxic in her own right. Look, I'm just some fucking average guy on the internet. Like, I can't really do that much, but I was able to get under these people's skin. So imagine what's possible if everybody stands against it together. This is what's happening on Cozy TV. They got one psycho, or a group of people who are psychos, swatting people, which is a result of their own toxic behavior being weaponized against them. Because they piss off a bunch of people, and if you piss off a big group of people, at least some of them are going to be fucking psychos or criminals or whatever the fuck. So, or disgruntled exes or whatever the fuck these people are. So, yeah, it'd be better if some of these shows didn't exist at all, but you know what? They do exist. And if they didn't exist, some other toxic people would exist. So, just make the public aware of who these people are and what they're up to and what they're saying. And the rest will take care of themselves. The rest will take care of itself. These people incite their own lynch mob. All you got to do is showcase who they are and what they're doing. And, you know, live your life. I myself have indulged too much into this toxicity. I don't know. I just need to live my own life. There's always going to be bad actors and psychos advocating harm. But the responsible citizens of a society have to negate that. Whether it's like what these people advocate for online or actual outright fucking criminals, or sometimes they're both. Anyway, fuck. I just want to get my thoughts out there. Everyone should go watch this fucking drama fest, which is pretty fucking funny. It can give you an idea how to fuck with these people, like get inside their heads, create false flag events, so when something does happen, they're never sure if it's real or not. Pretty fucking funny. There's probably a bunch of streams where this happened. I'm not even aware of it. Or like the whole background story, but I'm sure more will come out. Anyway, I don't know what I'm going to be up to next. Maybe I'll talk to this fucking hater guy of mine. This fucking guy, like, he's Israeli. He should know that the best defense is a good offense. And like Israelis, you don't just let your enemies mobilize against you without negating what they're doing. Israel doesn't have that luxury. And I think diaspora Jews don't either. But hey, like anything, it can be up for discussion. This is just my line of thinking. I might do a stream with Matt Cockerell, the guy who Mike Enoch, Eric Stryker, and the Alternative Hypothesis are deathly afraid of having a conversation with. I myself am not afraid. I find the guy mostly harmless. But we do have some areas where we disagree, which is good. It makes it more interesting. Makes it a little challenge. I've seen the tide turn against these toxic personalities. The cozy types, what's going on with the Right Stuff or TRS or what the fuck is their stupid political party? NJP retardation. Like, a bunch of people turned on them. Like the cozy people turned on them. They don't even really host them so much anymore. Let alone the fucking public's reaction to them. But people that stand against these toxic personalities, like, don't fret. It's a long, drawn-out struggle with ups and downs. I found it rewarding to confront these people, go up against them. It's an end in itself, and it does serve a greater good. And, fuck, man. I think I've talked myself out. So, Everybody have a good night. Go fuck with these toxic people because it's fun and they deserve it. Go check out this Night Nation review show who has like 5-hour streams every fucking night spurging about Jews. Pretty fucking funny. And since he's advocating harm to come to us, it's totally fair game to go fuck with him, amongst others. Yeah, one point I was thinking of earlier, when you make videos and you clip people, yeah, you do bring them more attention and potentially harm could come to them. This is like what that whole ruckus over the Libs of TikTok article was. And I actually got in a discussion with Norvin about this. Like, hey, if I clip your own fucking idiocy and people see the clips that you say, not edited clips, just fucking clips of the dumb fucking shit you say, and people get pissed off and might want to do you harm, like the people that ran you out of town, which I may or may not have had something to do with. No, I'm just joking. I'm mostly joking. Is that my fault for clipping them, or is it your fault for going on the internet and advocating harm to come to others? And of course he said it was my fucking fault. It's when is it your fault for going online and advocating for such ideas? How are you not going to blame yourself and blame the people that cover what you say? So, but it is an interesting argument. I say if you're advocating on the internet, you get no corner. You get no safe space. Especially explicitly the way these people do. Anyway, I'm talked out. I'm not going to quit my day job to become a DJ or something. I'm just on a long-ass car ride. Anyway, everyone have a good day.